Spidey's back for another movie review. Yeah, I'm back. I know you're sick of seeing me. God damn it, man. Goddamn penny lonely clown told me to get my goddamn ass in this goddamn chair and do another movie review. So I got to do it. He doesn't feel like doing any goddamn videos. So he said, get your red ass back into this chair. I tried to sound like Penny, but you know, I know it's more like a country hick, but you know. Never mind. I was just joking, folks. I love being in this chair. I love entertaining you guys and all you gals and guys and whatever. Yeah, I'm just a big ham, right? Spidey Presents is just a ham. Anyway, I'm going to be doing this movie review tonight because if you hear all the external noise, we got some goofy radio program in the back, and we got the Stooges to my left, your right. Bingo! Anyway, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite movies from 1958. Oh, my God. Oh, I got to go back to work the next 3 days. God damn it, man. I don't want to do this. Okay, let's start with shout-outs first. Let's start out with my press secretary, Janelle. Yeah, hi, Janelle. And then we got those two idiots down in Iowa. Musty and Krusty Rice. The Rice Brothers. Oh, my God. Hey, I got my new chair covering. How do you like this? Right behind me. Can you see it? It's pretty cool. I decided to bring that back because I thought it was kind of really quite attractive. It adds a little color to the chair. That chair was getting bland with that blue pattern and shit. Oh my God, it's terrible, man. So we're trying to spruce up the podcast studio a little bit more. Not much, just little teeny bits. Anyway, I decided to sew my fingers up again. And so I don't know what's with this spider suit. It just seems to unravel the threading, especially in the fingers. Oh my God. Anyway, see who else can we? Oh yeah, Dane. We got to shout out Dane too. So I'm not shouting at anybody else because nobody cares. Nobody comments. You know, they just oh, Spidey Presents is just completely insane. Anyway, we're gonna be talking more. enough with the hilarity. We're gonna talk about one of my favorite movies from 1958. Remember we did Attack of the Crab Monsters a couple nights ago. A great movie, schlocky. Really campy. Roger Corman classic. But tonight we're going to talk about, ooh, here I told you, these movies were coming. Never mind the Stooges. If it's too loud, just ignore them. They're the best. Anyway, we're going to talk about the BLOB. Oh, look at that. Steve McQueen. Remember that song? It creeps. Oh, 1958, man. This is such a good movie, man. When I was a young kid, you know, in the 60s, growing up watching Saturday afternoon horror movies on our black and white TV. This is black and white, by the way. I think it is. No, maybe it is. No, I think it is color. Because the blob looks red. Anyway, this scared the kajibers out of me, man. I thought this was really a really cool idea for a monster, like an orgasmic gob of jelly from space. You know, just latching on everybody and absorbing their flesh and eating them alive. You know, oh my God, it's terrible, man. Oh, it was terrible, but it was scary as hell, man. You know, the blob, man. It's always one of my scariest creatures I've ever seen on the big tube or the little tube, whatever you want to call it. Just an icky, icky monster, right? Really icky. Oh my God, terrible creature, man. I don't know if it's actually smart. If it's got a brain inside, it's gob of jelly. It's like a gob of jelly that just grows when it eats everything. Anyway, it starts out with this meteor hitting. Steve McQueen is actually the only really. There's a lot of notable actors in this movie. Steve McQueen and a whole bunch of actors you'll recognize from that era, you know. And so basically, he really doesn't, you know. I love Steve McQueen. Don't get me wrong. He looks a little old to be a teenager back there. Just maybe by buff. I don't know. Is it just me or is he just kind of old looking? You know, too old looking for that role? I think so. I don't know. He pulls it off okay, along with his other buddies, you know. High school kids or something. They all look a little old for their parts, I think. You know, I think they're more like college age, actually. Anyway, at least that's the way they look to me. Anyway, it really starts out with this meteor that actually he lives in a little town, right? There's got a lot of wooded areas around the town and stuff like that. And this meteor comes splashing down out of space, and it just hits this countryside or something. And this old man lives out in a cabin with his doggy. I'm not making fun of the movie. It's just kind of campy, really. But it's so enjoyable, right? What an enjoyable movie. It spawned 2 sequels, of course. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. Anyway, this old man decides to go out looking for the goddamn thing that crashed, I don't know, half a mile from his cabin or something with his dog. Actually, I think he keeps his dog inside the house, and he decides to go investigate. And he does find this, like, crater or something. And there's a little spear inside of it. And it's actually a meteor. It's kind of an ugly looking thing, man. And so he doesn't know what to make out of it. So, of course, he grabs the goddamn stick and starts poking at it, and the damn thing just cracks right open, really slowly. It's really cool the way they got that damn thing to crack open like that. Not bad special effects for 1958, I think. Anyway, it cracks open about 3 or 4, parts. I don't know. And there's this ugly little softball-sized gob of red in there. It looks like a perfect round sphere. So, of course, it's just sitting there, just waiting for somebody to touch it. So he decides to, this is how the movie starts, really. So he decides to poke it with the stick. When you're ever in doubt, just poke something with a fucking stick, right? Oh, hey, George, there's a critter on the ground. Let's poke it with the stick, man. Oh, yeah, that's really going to make it really happy. Poking some critters or the blob with the goddamn stick. That would piss me off, too. That'd piss everybody off. Oh, my God, I can hear the Stooges to my right. Oh, that's more entertaining than this review, probably. Anyway, so what happens is, he pokes with the goddamn stick. We've all seen this movie zillions of times. If you're a true horror fan, sci-fi horror, whatever you want to call it. And of course, it latches onto the stick, and he starts to tip it upside, to see what it is, and it starts to ooze down the stick. I'm not sure how they made this blob. I'm not sure what kind of ingredients they made at the movie studio to make it look kind of like, it's kind of like clear jelly, thick clear jelly. So he basically, what happens, he has the stick, right? And he decides, it's coming closer to his hand, so he tips it upside down, hoping it'll go down. But of course, it slides right up onto his hand. Oh, that's the end of him, man. And it just, engulfs his whole hand, right? And he's screaming in pain and screaming in pain, and he goes running to the road that's fairly close to his cabin. And Steve McQueen and his girlfriend almost, run him down. They try to figure out what's on his hand. They don't touch it, and they bring him to the local doctor in the small town that they live in. Oh, it's just terrible, man. It absorbs that guy within a half hour, man. He's on one of the gurneys at operating table in the doctor's office, and he looks at it with Steve McQueen and his girlfriend, basically, and they go, "What the hell is this thing?" It's actually gotten bigger, it's starting to slide up his arm a little bit too. So it's slowly absorbing his flesh. Ugh, ugh, it's icky, man. Just an icky idea for a movie. I always liked the Blob movies. Did you always like the Blob movies? There was a Son of Blob in like 1977 or something like that, like a sequel. I think it's actually a sequel to this movie. Anyway, that's kind of a cool movie, but that one has more humor in it than this one. The Blob is kind of like just silly in that movie. And of course, we had the 1988 version, the remake of the original Blob. Like in our times, or whatever, not the 1950s or 60s or 70s. So basically, that's a pretty icky movie too. And God, I look at it. I know every time I sit there and talk about mad scientist on the TV. Anyway, I'm not feeling real well tonight, but Penny, like you said, Penny told me to get my rear end into the seat and do a goddamn movie review tonight. So I'm just doing this as a favor to Penny. He's coming back on Sunday night. I told him he's coming back on Sunday night. Anyway, so where was I? Anyway, the studio's looking pretty good. You know, we added a couple more hangy things, you know, stuff like that. So, yeah, oh, I want to go back to work tomorrow. Oh, God. Oh, I have to work 3 days a week at that goddamn job, but I can suck it out for 3 more days. That sounded kind of icky. Almost like the Blob, man. The Blob. Anyway, look at the cover again. So Steve McQueen decides to go back into town with his girlfriend, you know, and tell his buddies that he found something really nasty. It's got onto this guy's damn hand and arm. And the doctor, of course, is trying to examine it, he calls this nurse in, right? And he tries to call other doctors in. I don't, you know, he's on the phone saying, what the hell is this crap, man? I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. It's from outer space, man. It's a space monster. It's a space monster. A gaba jelly that likes to eat hundreds of people. Oh, it's a great movie. You know, for 1958, the special effects ain't bad. You know, it's fairly believable looking, and you know, and Steve McQueen and the townsfolk they all band together to freeze this damn thing. But we'll get to that part later. Anyway, he goes back. Anyway, the doctor calls his nurse in, right? And he tells her, well, the old man's in the other room on the gurney on the table. You go examine him. Don't touch that stuff on his hand. She goes in there and he's completely off the table. He's just a big gob of pulsating blob in the corner, pulsing and moving. I mean, he's like the size of a beach ball, you know. And she's screaming. He comes in and goes, "What the hell?" And he tells her to stay away from it, of course, you know. And he has her basically throw this goddamn acid on it. It doesn't do nothing, you know. So he goes to get his gun, and she's so scared she just stumbles and falls on the floor. Of course, it eats her up in a matter of seconds or a minute or so. That's great, man. She didn't have a chance, man. I would have booked out of that room immediately if I saw that damn thing in the corner of that room, man. Just looking like a. Oh my God, this is icky, man. Ooh, I gotta get more positioned here. What the hell am I doing, man? Let me move around. Okay, right here. Get my shoulders. I think that's better. Anyway, the doctor barricades himself in this office, right? She's already been absorbed, and it comes and gets him, and Steve McQueen just happens to go by, looking at inside the doctor's window, and he sees the shit all over the doctor, and he's gone. He's gone. He's dissolved in a matter of a minute or two. Oh, it's a really good movie, man. So basically, the creature just kind of goes through the town eating people, mechanics at a garage and stuff like that. And, you know, the bars are completely empty. I think it got into local bars in the town and chewed on people. And it just keeps growing, too. Of course, folks, this thing, uh, it just increases in size every time it eats something or someone. You know, so basically, it's a pretty cool movie, man. It's really, it's kind of like an icky type movie. It's like you kind of go, oh my God, this thing is disgusting. What is that thing? You know, it's like, I don't want to, oh my God. Anyway, the movie is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty damn good. It's a classic. It's going to get a pretty damn good rating from me. You know, just because it's basically spawned two other Blob movies and countless and hundreds of other type of movies, you know, over the next 40, 50, 60 years. See, this came out in, I would say 1960. So you figure it's probably about, 40, 50, 60 some years old, 64 years old, 66 years old. I don't know. Do the math. Anyway, God damn, this mask is hot. I swear, man, I'm getting a sauna on my face in this goddamn mask, man. Oh, Spidey is sweating like a. I could use you. Oh my God. I had a bad tummy ache a little while ago. I had to take some Pepto-Bismol. Oh my God. Hello? Are you there? Is anybody there? Hello? Hi. Spidey wants to communicate with you. Okay, we're up to 14 minutes. Anyway, so basically the whole town, it really is, it's already killed hundreds of people in the small town. So basically, it's basically on top of this diner at the end. Actually, the movie theater is cool too. It actually goes up into the projection booth and, of course, eats the projectionist. And then it starts sliming down on hundreds of people in the movie studio. And then it comes out and it's like this, it's huge. It's rolling out the doors of the movie theater and it's like gigantic, man. Oh, and they don't even know. Everybody's screaming and running away from it, and then it is slops itself on top of this local diner with Steve McQueen and his girlfriend in there, stuff like that. And they have to try to electrocute it. That doesn't work. Then they find out that it hates the cold. You can freeze the goddamn thing, but you can't kill it. It just puts it in a dormant state. Woo! Woo! Isn't that cool? You really can't see it here too much. There's the front cover. Ooh, here's the back cover. Yeah. It's just a standard classic 1 DVD set, right there. Tip it up so you can see it better. Oh, there we go. The picture quality is pretty good, I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's exactly HD quality, but it's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty good. We're talking 1958, folks. I'm sure it's been remastered 100 times in different formats and stuff. So, you know. But this version is okay. It's a standard DVD. Standard DVD. Bradley has. Did I say Bradley? How about Spidey? Spidey has hundreds and thousands of movies. Spidey's always been a huge movie fan, so. Oh, we're up to 16 minutes. We got to end this pretty soon. Anyway, so basically what they do is they freeze the damn thing, get everybody to safety in the town, and then the Air Force picks it up and they pick it up and go to the Arctic and drop it in the middle of the Arctic where it'll say frozen for for all time. But that doesn't really happen because, oh, I'll tell you later. At least for the next 30 years or so. So we're up to 17 and a half minutes. So we're going to rate this movie. I'm going to give this movie a 10 because it's just a goddamn classic, man. It's fun, it's creepy, it's ooky, and it's gooky. We love it, man. We love it. What a great movie, man. Anyway, we're going to give this 10 spiderwebs for just sheer originality. Whoever came up with this goddamn idea for the blob, really great idea for a horror monster, man. A horror movie monster. Really, it really is. I hope they make more. I know there were some rumors recently they were going to make a sequel to the 1988 movie, but I don't know. Hollywood, they take their candy ass time about making sequels. I hope somebody was. About 10 years ago, I heard some rumors they were going to try to do another Blob movie, but maybe it takes like decades to get this Blob movie done. I don't know. But anyway, this is the movie. Expect some more movie reviews in the next week or so. There we go. Like I said, 10 spiderwebs. 10. Okay, I got to get going. We're up to 18 minutes, and I don't want to bore you any further than I have to, right? I think you're sick of looking at my big old bug eyes, right? Anyway, 10 spiderwebs for the classic, the Blob from 1958. Okay, there you go. Until then, beware the Blob. Lucky guy gets a screen test.